We're live. We are live with the Onyx Path news. It has been quite a week, my friends, been quite a week indeed. As last Tuesday, we launched the World Below Backer Kits campaign. Yes, that is going to be the very first thing I talk about in this episode because it's been hugely exciting. Something I mentioned on my channel, The Gentleman Gamer, and I'm going to turn this light down a little because I appreciate you're all probably going to get blinded by my head. Something that I mentioned on my YouTube channel was how much of a gamble it always is when a company, whether it's Onyx Path or any other, decides to launch a brand new role-playing game without existing IP, without existing products, without it already being widely known. Basically, there's an awful lot of companies that will primarily use licenses. I mean, we have definitely used licenses in the past. Onyx Path, World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness, Exalted, Legend Lore, Dystopia Rising, Evolution, among them. But The World Below is a brand new RPG. It's a new RPG without an existing audience. So to say all of that and to see that it funded in around 48 hours, I think it was, and it managed to do that without any of that prior support is just wonderful. It is so fantastic to see. It's wonderful. And if you are watching this, someone who has backed this, and I'm sure some of you have, thank you. I genuinely mean that. It really is appreciated. The faith that you show us and your enthusiasm for this new game. We genuinely are very, very grateful for that. Now, we still have well over 20 days remaining on the crowdfunding campaigns. That gives us a lot of opportunities to hit stretch goals. As of time of recording, we are but a few $100s away from the next one. So do back the campaign if you have not. We would really love it if you did. And by all means, engage with us over there on the Onyx Path Discord. Hell, even in the comments on this video. If you have any questions, I will be looking out for places to answer them. Now, that isn't the only thing that we released, by no means, because last week we released the Adventure Addendum. Now, the Adventure Addendum is a form of, I think you could easily call it, player's guide for adventure, because it has new playable creatures. I'm just trying to think of the best way to phrase that. Non-human characters. Not only that, you have all kinds of new devices, rules for base building, all kinds of interesting stuff in there. And that is linked below, just along with the World Below backer kit. We would love it if you check the Adventure Addendum out as well. And I think that some of you probably will, if it's not too presumptuous to say, because Adventure is one of those Trinity Continuum games that really seems to scratch an itch for people. I think there is definitely a vestigial love for that pulp era of role-playing, of comic books, of movies, of movies like Indiana Jones or The Mummy, that kind of thing. And Adventure really taps into that. So if that is your kind of thing, well, definitely pick up a copy of Trinity Continuum Adventure if you haven't already. But if you have, pick up the Addendum, because it's going to provide you with a lot more playable options. Something else I wanted to talk about, there is the Half-a-Ween sale going on right now on Drive-Thru RPG, which knocks 50% off the price of a lot of games that we have contributed to. You can go and check that out over on Drive-Thru RPG. Also, for a very limited time, a hugely limited time right now, over on Bundle of Holding, you can get access to the Scarred Lands bundle for a ridiculously low price, as provided by the Bohana Group, our favorite charity over here at Onyx Path Publishing, that helps use role-playing games as therapeutic tools. So the Scarred Lands Bundle of Holding is definitely worth catching up on as well if you're a fan of that setting or D&D in general. You may even find some Scarred Lands links in the World Below if you look closely. What else is there? Of course, on October the 27th, so coming up rapidly, we have another Start Playing evening or night of gaming over there. And what I wanted to point people towards, it is links below, is that you can, of course, run adventures for the World Below. there. And I think that is incredibly well suited for the month of October, given the grisly and horrific games people seem to be playing with the world below. I've checked out a lot of actual plays now. I've played in some. There are also some on, let's say, we've got the Old Ways podcast, we've got Queen's Court Gaming coming up, we've got Dork Tales coming up. There has been a lot because there's even more, and right now they are all escaping me. Well, of course, I participated in one on the Law by Night channel, and yeah, it does seem people veer towards horrific with the world below. Not explicitly written as a horror game, but a lot of people are playing it that way, and well, I appreciate that as a big fan of horror, especially subterranean horror. I love the movie The Descent. You could probably tell from the world below. So I vaguely recall. So here's a random piece of trivia I'm going to have to check with once I'm off this news episode. I went to see The Descent in the cinema when it came out, and I thought at the time it was just called Descent. Now, I obviously remember this is the movie where it's the all-women spelunking sort of potholing team, caving team, who end up in a sort of world of ghouls, Morlocks, and the like. And I remember it just being called Descent without the. And I recall as well, and I think this one's more well known, that in the ending I saw in the cinema, the ending of the movie was incredibly bleak. There was no escape. She woke up and she was still down in the tunnels being surrounded by all those ghouls. Whereas I believe in the American version of the ending, she escapes. So sorry, spoilers for a movie that's well over 10, 15 years old at this point. Anyway, all that said, it isn't called World Below, it's called The World Below. Like Descent is called The Descent. If it wasn't then, it is now. And I would love it if people check that out. And I'd love it if people run the World Below over on Start Playing on October 27th. We have a full adventure written up in the World Below Ashcan edition. And while some of the rules have changed slightly from the Ashcan edition to the version that you will be getting manuscript previews of, if you've backed the campaign, you can very easily adapt that adventure to play it, I believe, over on Start Playing. Get people hearing about the world below. Get people hearing about adventure as well. I mean, you couldn't get two games on much different ends of the gaming spectrum, but we will find a way of crossing the two over, adventure and the world below. Well, I suppose you've got the Hollow Earth kind of thing and adventure going on. I mean, imagine if you're playing characters in adventure and they just happen to end up in the world below. That'd probably be a bad day for them. Anyway, thank you very much, Gal Rukin, who is watching this live, who says that they back the world below and cannot wait to see what the finished product looks like. Well, do keep your eyes on the backer kit, because as and when we will tease more art with it. And Forest East says that Descent is a cult classic. It is. It is. I remember when I went to see it, it certainly left a mark on me. Anyway, and Ryan Finn says tea. I would love one, thank you. Milk, no sugar, if we're going for everyday tea. But if we're going for Earl Grey, no milk, no sugar. I'm not a heathen. Anyway, I'm going to get ready for the Monday meeting of the day. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And do back the campaign if you haven't. And the art is amazing, Ryan. Thank you very much for watching.